We're going to get this started here in just a minute. We'll just wait for a few, see if anybody more wants to show up here. And then we're going to show some friend mail first that I got yesterday. And guess who that was from, Brandy Michelle Designs? It was from Miss Brandy. Um, she had told me she was going to send me something, and that something came yesterday. But it came with a few other odds and things as well. Oops, I forgot to put my earrings on. I decided I was going to wear these pretty ones we made from the Malibu Dreams box today. And so, as you can see, so anyway, we'll turn down in a few minutes and we'll look at these pretties. My gifts came wrapped as gifts, very pretty, with the boxes having some really pretty lavender tissue paper, a little note on top, and even ribbons around them. So they were very, very pretty. So I truthfully appreciated those, Brandy, sorry. Brandy, not Randy. I have too many people, friends with the same type of name. So we will, hey Chris, how's it going? Good to see you. Like I said, we'll give it a few more moments, see if anybody else shows up before we turn down and look at these items. Hi Sid, that I got from Brandy, and hi Donna. And Chris, you weren't on yesterday, I believe. We looked at the goodies that you sent me. One of the things that I'm debating what we're going to make today is I want to make a leather bracelet. We can make this today or we can make it a different day. But I'm going to use these fish out of the gift you sent me to make a leather bracelet. I think those will look really cute. I also have some large hole pearls that I got on clearance from Hobby Lobby some time ago. I found them yesterday when I had to move the couch to get my lights fixtures, my new light fixtures hooked up. So these are can obviously, being large hole, they can go on leather also. So or they can go into macrame. Hey Beth. And so we did look at those. So we're going to turn down in just a moment and we're going to look at these lovely things that Brandy sent me. And then we'll decide if we want to make the leather fish and pearl necklace, or if we want or if we want to make a macrame and pearl bracelet. Whichever, it's going to be a bracelet, whether it's macrame or if it's the leather with the fish. I think the fish are so cute, and I know putting the pearls in with them will look just great. So anyway, let's turn down. Oh, Carl heard me. And we are going to turn down, and oh, why is my chat not coming up here? There it is. And it's missed quite a few there. So we're going to turn down. We're going to look at my gift from Brandy, and then we're going to make that decision whether we're going to do a macrame bracelet with large hole pearls, or if we're going to make a leather bracelet with the large hole pearls and the really cool silver fish from Chris. So let's turn down. A little bit more. There we go. So this was the wrapping paper from my gift. I unwrapped it. But when I say gift, she actually wraps them up. She wrapped both of these boxes up in this really pretty tissue paper, and then I had ribbon around them as well. So, very pretty white ribbon. I have to see if I can make a ribbon bookmark out of those. So this was off of the smaller box. So here is my little note that was attached to my gift here, and I think that's so special. But I have 2 boxes here. Now, the one thing she told me she was going to send me is in here. Let's look at that one first, because it is what she told me she was going to send me. Well, there's extra things in here as well. But what she had told me she was going to send me was this beautiful pendulum pendant, which was out of the ice cream shop companion bundle, because I had mentioned to her that this was actually the only thing I really, really wanted out of that bundle, but I didn't want to buy the bundle just for the pendant. And so Brandy was super sweet and sent me this pendant. Isn't this beautiful? I just love this pendant. It is just so gorgeous. So they called it an ice cream cone. I know it to be a pendulum, so I think it's gorgeous. So probably when I make this into something, it will probably stay with me just because I love this pendant so very much. So super thank you for this one, Brandy. I seriously appreciate it. Excuse me, I have a little bug in my throat. Well, not literally, obviously. So anyway, she also sent me some crimp covers, some gold crimp covers. Look at this cool glass pendant. Isn't this fun? Not sure what I'm going to use that on, but it's definitely a pendant. I'm always a little leery about using glass that's this delicate. Beth is getting possessive. She's not getting possessive, Chris. She's always been possessive. So, anyway, this is a really, really neat pendant. I'm going to have to give it some thought as to what I want to use that one for. But I really like it. Let's see what else we have here. She also sent me some of these beautiful carved shells. Now, these are really gorgeous, but I've always had this thing about I'm not overly fond of these ones with holes in the center, though they do wire wrap just gorgeously onto things. These are big for earrings, but I could wire wrap them onto a ring and put them into a necklace. That might be cool. Actually, that would probably be really cool. So anyway, there's 2 of those beauties. Then we have some really, really big bicones. Check the size of these babies out. Aren't these cool? And they are glass. And they're jet black. And there's 4 of those. Now, this is another pendant, and it is really cool looking too. I really like the pattern on here, but quite frankly, because of this white back here, I suspect this is resin rather than a stone. It's a pity it's not a stone, but because it's really cool looking. But not saying I won't use it, because I will, and I really like the pattern of the pendant itself. It's really trippy. So anyway, this box is just full of goodies. Let's see, you need to go slightly different. I don't want you banging into our glass piece anymore, if we can help it. And then we also got some of the tiny little, she put in these tiny little ice cream cones, and I think there was a third one here. It's a bigger one. So that would actually make a really cute little pair of earrings and pendant. Yeah, it's 12 and 13, probably both also from the kit. I'm going to put this cotton back over these guys, and we'll put these guys on top since they're metals. And then she sent me the little spoon. So now I have 2 of these spoons because I haven't even used my original one yet. Now that I have 2, I could make them into a pair of earrings. So that is my box, and so pretty. And I have to say, yeah, that glass pendant is stunning, isn't it? It is so cool. Hey, Kimberly. Yeah. I'm her Rosanna. Yeah, she did find me first, actually, of my group. Well, other than Randy. Randy and I have been buddies for years now. So, and actually Randy helped me start my YouTube channel. So yeah, this pendant is the one thing I really, really wanted out of that box, but I didn't want to buy it for just that pendant. So when Brandy told me she was going to give it to me, I was like, "You're going to do what? Oh, that is just so special." And I seriously appreciate it. It is wonderful. And this is a really cool pendant. I really like it. I do have, I'm not sure I still have any. I used to have some. They called them glass leaves, and they were sort of formed like this, but I think I had some in orange and some in a pale topaz brown, but it didn't have this big drop at the bottom. It's really cool looking. I'm going to have to think of something special for that. Though actually these big black bicones would go really well with that. I just have to decide what else needs to go with it. But these are just special. Just so, so special. And I really, really thank you for these, Brandy. I can't thank you enough. I love them. I absolutely love them. So as I said, for those who came in late, these, when they came, they were wrapped in this really pretty purple tissue paper. This actually was from this box. This one I tore when I pulled it off. And then they had ribbon around them too, just like a regular gift. It was just so fun and so special. So these are, yeah, these ones are just wonderful. And then, as if those weren't good enough, she also sent me these. This was my second little box. Now, this one, I think this one has some age to it just because of the metal, the look of the metal on the top up here. And this is a crystal point. It's got a little, well, I was going to say it has a chip out of it, but it's such a soft chip, if you know what I mean. There's no sharp edges to that. It's been chipped like that for some time. And yeah, I'm pretty sure that's rutile quartz because there's little strands of coppery brown running all the way through that. And I'm not sure if this top piece, I think, no, that color is long been tarnished so that see, you can see it's coming, a little of it, the tarnishing is coming off, but not a great deal. I seriously believe this is a very old piece, but it is a really cool, very old piece. Then, as if that wasn't enough, there's this piece in here. Can anybody tell me what this piece is? I can tell you what it is. I know what it is. But does anybody else know what this is? This is a hunk of coral. You're right, Anita. This is a hunk of coral. And it's double drilled. It's got a hole down here. I don't know if you guys can see it. See the hole? Yeah, you can. And then there's another one up here. Hey, Dawn. So, so this could be hung as a necklace like this, because it does have the double holes in it. It could be hung like this, hang down as a really cool and different um, focal. So that is just special. Again, I think this is an older piece. It has some wear to its dye job. And yes, it has been dyed. But it's very, very, very. This box is older things, I think, and they are just special. Now, she sent me 2 of these feathers that have this hollow spot right here. One is bronze, and the other is silver. This one has a little bend in it, so I'll probably have to straighten that a little bit. But this spot right here is to put a cabochon in if you have the eye-shaped cabochon. I do not believe I do have any eye-shaped ones. I think mine are all oval. Is my package of them still beside me here? I was moving things on my desk, so I'm not sure what's still right beside me anymore. So I'm not sure my cabs are still here. If they are, I could see if I had one that would fit. Oh, by the way, guys, I got, I don't know if you can see them. These are some new metallic colored pins that I haven't been able to find the ones I usually use. So I have been sort of experimenting with various styles. And frankly, oh, come open. There. These pins, now they are water-based, odorless, xylene-free, and they look just like my pins that I use. So I'm going to try these, see how they work. If you get these types, they are acrylic, so you do need to seal them. But this is called Nice Cho. Nice Cho. And so so I'm going to try this style and see if they work as good as the other style. There's 26 colors in this package. For those of you who are looking for some pins, I think these are going to work good. I got these off Amazon, and I think they were either $10 or $20. I can't remember for sure. But that's, I did tell folks that I was experimenting, looking for some more that would work in the same manner. And those are the closest things I've come to my pins since I have been looking for a new brand. So I think those might be the thing, in case anybody is interested in getting some pins. So anyway, these are really cool, and they will take a cabochon inside right here. Or if you don't have a cabochon, you could put some resin in here, some colored resin, and that would be pretty. So there is our 2 feathers. I keep wanting to call them leaves, but I know they're feathers. Looks like this one has lost this feather piece right here in the silver one. Though it really doesn't look like it's broken, so that's weird. But, so who knows? But I think these are older pieces. Definitely vintage. And like I say, this will make a really cool focal. Maybe I'll put it with some carnelian since it's about that same color. And this baby, I'm fairly positive, is very old as well, just because of the wear on it. It's gorgeous. They do look like peacock feathers, don't they, Carol? So I think these are a very, very special gift, and I seriously appreciate this, Brandy. Thank you very much. So there is our... Uh-oh, are you not going to let this close, Coral? You were in here. Maybe I had you like this. Come here. Our crystal has to go in, though. There, it's closed. So very, very, very special. I like all of those wonderful fun things. I hope you enjoyed opening that with me and taking a look at those. I think they're really special. So, oh, a tiny painted glass dragon's eye would look nice in the feather. It's an interesting thought. You said fill with colored resin and you instantly thought of a peacock eye? Yeah, that would be really cool. And I actually do have some colored resin. I think in blue, green, red, and yellow. So that would be pretty. So anyway, what shall we make? Do we want to make the leather necklace with the fish, or do we want to make a macrame necklace? Either way, we're going to be using some of these large hole pearls I found yesterday. And we found them in both. Well, these two are both a creamy color. This one is more white. It is still creamy, but it is more of a white. And then we have the black. So we can use any of these wonderful colored ones. I'm leaning, actually, if we do our fish. Come here, baby. We could put them, we're going to put them facing each other with one of these pearls in between. And then we'll put some pearls around with some other silver spacers I'll get out. But that would be fun and cute, and I think it would be adorable. Like I said, I'm going to make these into earrings as well as these wonderful birds. Now, the bird has a drop here, so I could put a little drop in here. It can drop off of anything or just hook straight up, and we could put some beading down from here. So lovely ideas all over the place. And I do like these butterflies, though they won't go in with the fish, but they will go really pretty inside bracelets or necklaces as accent pieces. And I have used these kind of things in earrings before also as accents when I'm wire wrapping, like with a flower under the edges on either side, so that it stands. Though sometimes you can put a leaf on the other side. Anyway, lots of wonderful fun ideas for these things. I really love them. So anyway, what do we want to do? You wish Hobby Lobby still had these? I don't even know how long I've had these. Like I said, I found these when I was trying to get my new lights plugged in down here. And I had to actually move my couch and move one of my cabinets. And my leg was a little achy yesterday. Sort of overdid it. But, but yeah, those were, besides all of the Softlex wire I found, these were a great find. I was like, whoa, would you look at that? So anyway, what do we want to do? We want to make the leather bracelet with the fish, or do we want to get out my macrame board and some of our rat tail and use our pearls to make a rat tail bracelet? You know, a rat tail macrame bracelet. I did hit the jackpot yesterday, Brandy. Well, not only did I get this beautiful package from you, but I also found, well, for those of you who weren't on yesterday, not only did I find these wonderful large hole pearls, I found this. Now, I have a drawer of Softlex, but there's things in here that have been discontinued and you can't find them anymore, like this emerald green. I've always been very saddened that they discontinued the emerald green because it's perfect for Christmas. I think this is the coral red, which has also been discontinued. Yes, it is. And the yellow here, this has been discontinued. And I think that they recently discontinued the gold due to the price of gold prices. And one of these pinks is discontinued too. I'm not sure if it's the pink tourmaline or the pink rhodochrosite. I think it might be the pink rhodochrosite. Now see here, Chris, I found a whole nother small spool of pink rhodochrosite, as well as, ta-da, a big one in here too. I could have sent you the whole little spool of rhodochrosite when I sent you stuff the other day. But I did send you some. Got some crimp tubes in here. And this was a wonderful find too. This is heavy Softlex, and this is an extremely old roll. They haven't made these in years, but what it is gold. I used to have like 3 or 4 rolls of this, and I thought I was entirely out. And so this was a score in here. I was really thrilled to find all these things, but a couple of rolls of bone. That's champagne, black. Actually, there's 2 things of black. So I think this color is discontinued too. I'm not even sure what this color is anymore. Citrine. Oh yeah, that one's discontinued for sure. So yeah, lots of fun discontinued colors in here. This one doesn't even have a name on it. I was thinking it might be bone, but this is bone over here, and it's an entirely different color. Anyway, this was a score when I found this. I was like, I found this under the desk, and I picked it up, and I went, what the heck is in here? Because it had the red lid. See, this has and when I used to have my travel cases, I had these stacking ones that just had one lid, and then there was like 4 or 5 of these little trays, and you just snapped them together. And I'm like, what the heck is this? And I opened it up and discovered all of these wires. So this used to be obviously in one of my travel boxes. So I was like, whoa, that is, yeah, that is special. So they need to bring back more colors. Yes, Beth, we did see what Leanna made you for your birthday. Anyway, most of us did. We want to go with the bracelet with the leather, and somebody says rat tail. So, so, I'll tell you what we're going to do. We'll make one of them today. And how long have we been on? Almost a half hour. Yeah. Come on, fishy. You guys can go back in here. We'll put you aside. We'll make the fish tomorrow. I always said, we'll just I'll just do recorded videos on Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturday. Well, lately I've just been doing recorded videos on Saturday because let's face it, I actually like doing lives, so we've been doing lives. So now we need to choose. Losing a package here. Which color of rat tail we want to use. I found some purple the other day. It's a very bright purple. Then I was at Michael's and got some more of the light blue, and I got some black. We still have this pretty tan color. We still have the silver. We still have some of this turquoise, but I'm not sure it's enough to make anything yet because it's not very much on here. I was thinking I had one more color in here, but I may not. I'm not seeing anything else. Oh, it's just the other silver. So, those are our colors. I'm going to put the turquoise away. I don't think there's enough of it because we need about 6 or 7 feet to do anything. So I think that that's not enough. So we have a choice with our pearls. We can go with purple, gray. Oh, this purple may be a little bit thicker. In fact, I think it is. We'll put the purple back too. I think it's too thick for what I want. So we have the gray, brown, the black, and the blue. Okay, you think it's the lighter pink that they discontinued, Kimberly? It wouldn't surprise me. Some of my groups prefer a recorded, that I do things for, prefer, like Softlex prefers that we do a recorded video because they add them to their blogs. Blue, we're going to go with the blue. Okay. Because this is a 10-yard spool, even though we have made something with this before, right, Chris? we should have plenty. So let's get our macrame board out. Ta-da, macrame board. And we'll break open these pearls. And because we're just making a pearl bracelet here, I don't need to worry about getting out any more spacers or anything like that. So we probably need about 7 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Got a lot more than that out, didn't I? Well, actually, we'll need to put these in a different bag because this is not one of those little Ziploc bags. So to start with, this has been opened. Just put the paper back on. We need about 18 inches, 12 to 18 inches of our base piece. Now I tend to get out, so here's 12. Now you only need this long because this is also going to be where you are going to put your wrap to make it your slider wrap on. So that's 12, and I'm going to make this about 16. I don't think it needs to be all the way to 18, but it does need about 16. So you can cut these with scissors, but since my flush cutters are right here, I'm just going to do it here. And then this is, like I say, your base wire. And then you need 48 inches for your wrapping wires or wrapping cord. So there's 12, 24, 36, and 48 right here. And then you'll need one more small piece, anywhere from 12 to 18 inches. We'll get that out later, though. It's our finishing cord. So what we need to do first of all, okay, where'd my lighter go? It was right here. That's strange. It's been there for weeks. Huh. I need to burn the ends. I can use my thread burner, but I prefer my lighter because you can do it really fast. But you burn the ends. See how it's already starting to unravel right here? So we want to burn the ends. Now, I have done that, bumped it like that with my finger before to knock out any extra flames. And guess what? I burnt myself that way the other day. So this is it's a polyester-like thing. And it will burn you. So I'm going to have to find where I put my lighter. It used to sit right here. It's really irritating. But this does work, as you can see. So we want to burn the ends so that it's a little stinky. But this is our wrapping wire. This is, like I said, our end wire. So what we want to do with this one is we want to take one of our pearls and we'll go on in there. You've got a big enough hole. You know you do. Okay. One thing about pearls is they tend to drill them from both directions. They'll start to drill it, then they'll turn it and drill the other side. They do that with a lot of gemstones too. See, it doesn't want to quite go through here, which is ridiculous. It's a big hole. But here's my bead reamer. I'm going to make sure the hole's good and big enough. If you're going to do this very much with a pearl, make sure that you have put some water on it or something instead of just doing it like I just did it, because pearl dust can be very dangerous to your lungs. There you are, you little brat. I knew you were in here. Never had such a problem with large hole bead before. These pearls are being very difficult. They don't want to go onto the strand, apparently. Even though they have a plenty big enough hole. That one went on just fine. Who knows? Well, then when you get your pearl on, you want to take your cord and you want to tie an overhand knot and get it really close to the end. Not so close that your knot just slips right off, but you want to get it really close. Then you'll push your pearl back down here. Then this is going to go over here, about an inch or two, like this. So that it's hanging down this side like so. Then take your other cord. It's going to come all the way down here and go into this slot. Now you have a nice tight cord for wrapping your cord on. So you take it through here underneath your the base one here. Bring them together up at the top, and then so they're even, and then pull them like this. Now I'm going to start here at the fat line for the 1 inch, and then you're going to take your cord from your left side, go over the top, loop it over the top of the other. Then take your right hand cord and go under both of these and come up on this side. And then we'll tighten it up. Now we're going to do that just opposite. We take the right hand over, go over both lines, bring your left one, go under both, and come up through the loop. And even though that looks like 2 knots, it's actually just 1 macrame knot. Okay, what did I miss? You got a board and you still haven't used it? Oh, geez, your Bluetooth. I went and hooked to your dad's car. We never did our leather challenge. No, we didn't. Oh, I'd love some tea, Dawn. Can you send it to me some? 1 to 4. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, that I might need to do that because this rat tail's really is really soft, which is nice for when you're putting it on your arm, but so anyway, again, we want to bring our left one over the top of both of this one. Take your right hand one, go under both, bring it up, and then pull it. That's 1/2 of your knot, of your next knot. Now the next one is, of course, the opposite way. Go right over the with the right, bring the left one through, and then, oops, obviously I got something screwy here. I missed going over the top of this, going under this one, or it came off, one or the other. So there is our second knot. Now I'm going to do about 1 inch of knots till we're right down here to this darker line right here. So go left first, and then with the right over the top, then the right, and then the left over the top and through. Come on, baby, go through here. Now, for those of you who don't have a macrame board, I know some people like Heather just tacks hers to her working board. I really love this macrame board. I think it makes things so simple, especially with all the slots in it like that. So now we've got about 1 inch, not quite. I might do one more knot just to get that 1 inch worth. And I think I will do one more knot to do the 1 inch worth. So go over here, bring this one back through, and then this side again, and back through. Okay, so there is our first inch. Now I'm going to add some more pearls on. Hopefully these aren't all going to argue with me. And I'm going to add all 5 pearls I want to use on right now, as long as it's going to behave, that is. Now you can put them on one at a time. Sometimes it's easier to do multiples like this just so they're on here and you don't have to worry about getting them on later. It's one of those ones doesn't want to go on. And I may have to burn some more the cord up a little bit further so that it's melted into a harder in fact, I probably will. What I'm doing right here is trying to make the point a little bit, because it does harden it as it goes on. I'm trying to make it a little slimmer as I harden it, so that it has a longer spot of stiffness, so to speak. We may have to get the package out and dump them all out here and see which ones work better. When I first pulled these out of here, I thought to myself, are those really real pearls? Because I'm not sure. But now that I've reamed a couple of them, yeah, they definitely are, because that's definitely pearl dust that's coming off on my hand. Okay, we don't have enough length of hardness here, so we're gonna have to harden it some more, unfortunately. Guess it would help if I burn the right way. Right through. So I want 5 at least. We may end up wanting 6, but I want at least 5. Come on, baby, I can see you right there. Don't argue with me anymore. But you can put these on one at a time as you need them, but I find it's easier just to put them all on at once and then let them sit down at the bottom of the line until I need one, and then we'll just pull it up. So there's the 5. Well, darn, it would help if I put them on the right line. That's one of the wrapping lines, not the... That was sort of silly. Excuse me. I get little fine paintbrushes. You don't have to get an expensive one. But most of them have a little piece of plastic over the top of them. Let's see if I can grab one and show you what I mean. So this is what they call an economy bunch, but see how there's this little straw over the little hairs? This is perfect for making barrel knots. So that's all you really need. And this works really, really great. So now let's see if I can get these pearls now on the right cord, since I had them on the original, the one I didn't need it on. There, that one can go up there. Then we need 4 more down here. 1, 2. Did Heather come on today? I haven't seen her. I suspect since she was having her puppy dog was having puppies last night, she may not be doing her live this afternoon or late this morning, however you want to put it. Come on, you go through. There we go. So now that we've got those in properly, we're going to take it back and stick this back over the 3 again. And then we'll push the extra ones down to the bottom, like so. Come on, baby, show it. There we go. So now we'll just go back to, excuse me, back to doing our wraps with our left one going over the top, our right one coming under, go up. Our right one will come over. Our left one will go under both and go up. 1. Then we'll two. I'm going to do 3 and then slide the next pearl up. That's the first half. And here's the second. Next pearl goes up into place. Go from left to right. From right to left. Yeah, the blue is pretty with the pearls, isn't it? I think I did one more than I wanted to do. In fact, I think I got this one backwards. If you get them backwards, you can usually tell because the pattern looks off. Okay, we want 3. We have 1, 2. So we want the third one this way. Something is not going right. Here you go. That still looks off. Something's wrong. That's under. Shouldn't be under. I think we've got half of this one already in here from the looks of it. So we'll put the other half in, see if that looks right. Yep, there we go. We had half of it in there, but not the other half. So I'm going to move this up here so hopefully you guys can see what I'm doing better. Okay, now see how it's starting to twist. I did one of these the wrong way, and it's trying. And if you do them all the same direction and don't switch your directions on these, what will happen is that it will try and do a twist, and it will make a twist. It makes a really pretty twist actually if you want the twist, but now one thing, we're getting low on our cord, and we could slip this last bead up, and then we're just going to do as much as we can when we get the others. But one thing you need to watch with your macrame board, they've got these done in 1-inch increments. So from the heavy line to the next heavy line, see right here, is 1 inch. So I've started at that heavy line and 1 inch to here. So 2 inches, 3 inches, 4 inches, we're almost to 5. Now, if you want this to be able to be worked for somebody with a smaller wrist, we don't want to go much further. This is 1.5. See, 1.5 inch rat tail cord. Well, 1.5 millimeters. Sorry, not 1.5 inch. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, almost 5 inches of cordage. And you got to remember, we need at least 3 or 4 of these loops to make our slider, which is going to take a little room too. So if you want to have room for your slider to go on, for a smaller wrist, we need to just do a few more knots right here and call it good. And because it's gonna, even for a larger wrist, see, this is gonna wrap around pretty good. So I'm going to just make a few more knots here. So we have the length that's up here, and I think we had 5 up here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're going to make 2 more sets down here, and we're not going to slide that last purl up because it would end up being, I think it would end up being too big, too large of a bracelet for most people. So because this is going to have a slider in it, it can be for a smaller wrist or it can be for a larger wrist. So we're going to bring this up. Come on, go up in there. Up there. Up there. Come on. And so there is 5 down here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we have 5 up here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're now have an even amount, and we have 3 in between each of these. And as you can see, we have 1 inch, 2, 3, 4, 5, and almost 5.5. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so it's almost 5.5 right here. So we want to see how big that is on your wrist. I have a 7 1/4 inch wrist. So come on, let me get hold of that other side here. So see, it could go further for me, but for somebody with a shorter wrist, you wouldn't want to go too much further because, like I said, you have to have room for your slide. And as you can see, that is a little over 5 inches right there. And because this is knots, you can actually even sort of, if you want it, you can pull it down and bring it down to make them a little looser too. So, but though, frankly, if I was going to do that, I'd pull it down to this side and leave more room up at the top here instead of tightening it up, taking some of my room out of the top. Because this is where our slider is going to have to go onto here, and then this is where it's going to slide back and forth. So I'm going to pull these knots down just a little bit since I have plenty of more room down here, and we're about done with our wraps because, well, I could probably get 3 or 4 more knots in here. Maybe 2 or 3, but I don't really need to because we want it to be about the same. So what we're going to do is this one is going to imitate this side over here now. So what we're going to do is we're going to pull these 2 together like so, and we're going to see how much extra cord I have, and I'm going to take and put a knot right here. And this is just a simple overhand knot like we did on the other one. And what I'm going to do now is I want these 2 lines to be about the same length. This needs to go up some. And that's about right. So now that I've got that done, I can cut this. Let's get my scissors instead of my flush cutters and just cut it right here at the end. Oops, that went a little bit wonky there. That's all right, I'm going to burn it anyway. Where'd I put my lighter? Up here. Burn this in so it melts. Trying to burn my finger. So now we have our 2 ends done here. This will slide down here. And then we have to cut these cords off and melt them in to its other side there. So we're gonna, I'm just gonna use these. You wanna leave a little bit of tell here so you have some melting room and it doesn't just instantly sink back into the other side. Hey, Cynthia. Hey, Georgina. Melt that side. Bing. Now, like I said, if you do your fingers like I just did, do be careful. You don't want to accidentally, and I didn't get that melted right onto the other cord very well, so we need to melt it just a hair's breadth more so that when it does melt, it melts onto its buddy here. And do be careful when you do that because you don't want to burn your fingers. And yes, like I mentioned, I have burnt my fingers before. Well, melt it. Okay. Now, are we done? No, we have to make our slider. So this one's just a 4 pearl, but just the same. See, those pearls will be up on top of your wrist. Bring it up so you can see it better. There we go. So now we have one more step. That step is we want to get out at least a foot more of our wire or our cord. Now, depending on how many knots you want more of this. If you don't want a lot, you can cut them at less. So I'm going to cut a little over a foot. And then I'm going to burn this in so it doesn't, so that it doesn't unravel here. Then, of course, we want to burn these ends as well. Get off that. So now what you want to do is you want to take your 2 ends and you want to bring them, crisscross them together like so. Now you'll take this cord, you'll go over under both of them. And we're going to just macrame again. So we're going to go over this one. Take this one, go underneath all of the lines, not just 2, all 3 of them now. I'm going to bring them together. And we go this direction and look at this. Now see what I was saying with keep them even. See the difference? I've got a big long tail here and a short tail here. I need to bring this side, undo this entirely. I want to make sure I've got my wires, my cords even to each other, because otherwise you're going to run out of a line with one, but you're going to have a ton of extra with the other. So you want your cords to be as even as possible. And they'll go uneven to a degree, but you want them pretty even. Over. Come on, both of you. Under. Now that was the left to right, so now we want to go right to left, over and under. Now why I'm pulling these is just to give myself some room to work here. See how it slides nicely on that so far? We want to do at least, 3 of these. You might want more or less depending on how big of a slider you want, but you want at least 3 of them. So that was this way. There's number 2. Nope, you have to stay inside here. Now, as your line gets shorter, it's going to try to escape like that one just did. Now, see, this is the 3 knots. This is the smallest you're going to want your slider to be. I usually put in, try to put in like 3 or 4 or 5. So I'm going to put in a couple more here, or at least one more set here. Well, go through there. Now, I will tell you that when you're doing this section, it's a lot more difficult than when you've got it on the board because your lines are going to try and move and wiggle and go out from where you want them at, and that's a fact of life. So there's 4. One way to tell how many you have is to count your sides here. See, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's the 4th one. And this will slide around. You can pull this back and forth like this. See, it makes it tiny. Or you can make it much bigger. Now, here's the question. Do I want one more set of knots? It's plenty small enough when I pull it tight that I can get one more set of knots in there. I think that I've got enough cord to do one more set of knots. So let's see if I do. All the way through, babe. Oh, you are there. Okay, there's this one. There's this one. That way. Now we go back this direction. And I just barely have enough cord for this 5th one. We want this to stay under here. It's trying to get out. And this one needs to come under here. And there it is right there. Get hold of it. And this one tried to come out. As you can see, we got to push her back into there. And there's our last knot. So now what you need to do is exactly what we did up here. And that is we need to take these cords, cut them down a bit, and then melt them into their respective sides again. Now, when you do that, you've got to be careful that you don't manage to get one of these cords, because if you do, your slider is gone. It won't slide anymore. So we want to just do what we did before. Cut our exit, cut some off. Just leave a little tail there. Now I'm going to pull all my cords over to one side so that when I burn this side, I don't take the chance of getting one of those. Oop. And see, I just burnt myself. Just a little bit, but just enough that you do want to be careful when you do that, because it is hot, and that one just even flamed up, as you probably saw. So now we're going to pull these cords over to this side. We're going to cut this one all the way, little one. Pull these, keep these cords over here. Okay, now did I wreck my slide? Let's find out. Will it still slide? Yes, no problem. So there's our slide, and there is our macrame pearl bracelet. And there's my little stuck to me polyester. Oops, there's that other pearl we ended up not having to use. So very simple. That will slide so it's open quite a bit, as you can see. Then you just take it, grab hold of your pearl, and then pull to tighten it up. Nope, down here a little further on my arm. There we go. All done. So then, of course, to pull it off, you just need to pull on your little slider, slide right off. So when it's at its tiniest, it's very tiny. It's about 5.5 inches at its tiniest. Then we can pull it very large, go up to, this is my size, 7.25. And as you can see, we still have quite a bit of line if you are wanting it quite a bit bigger. I think that's about 9 right there at the very base of the, so. I painted my top of my mandrel. See, it's now a rose up there on top. So there's our pearl and macrame bracelet. Now, as you can see, my knots have pushed into the middle some as I was playing with it, so I'm just going to push it some out to the edge. Get my pearls more straight in here. And there we go. There's our bracelet all finished. And look, we're at about 1.5 hours, so it's time for us to go anyway. We got good timing there. So, and tomorrow we will make our turtle, not turtle, our little fishy leather bracelet. Or I'll make hair barrettes, depending on if I get any design today. If we do make hair barrettes today, we will, tomorrow, then we will make the leather bracelet on Thursday. I know what I was looking for here. I'm going to get a different baggie for putting our pearls in here since they're in a one with no, that's loose, and I don't want them getting lost. There we go. The rest of our pearls we didn't use for this particular project. And there we are. She's all done. So let's turn up. Come on. There we go. So there's our bracelet. Now, one thing I will say, this rat tail, when it melts, it changes color a little. It goes darker. So something to think about. I don't think it's a problem as far as this one is concerned. But some people might go, oh, but that's not that pretty. Well, too bad, because it does that, and there's nothing else you can do with it. I think it turned out really nice. I like it. Oh, that's all right, Heather. We made a macrame, a large hole pearl bracelet. Isn't it pretty? So I think the pearls looked really cool in our bracelet. And I like it. So now I did have the black pearls. We could have used those instead, though I think if I were to use the black pearls, I would probably use them in the silver rat tail. I think they'd look better there than in the light blue. So, but we are going to use some of those pearls in our fish bracelet when we make it, our fish leather bracelet when we make it. I sort of suspected that you had slept through, Heather, because I knew that you had puppies last night. So I imagine you were up pretty late. For those who don't know, one of Heather's dogs had 5 puppies last night, Heather. You're not going to have a live today, Heather? Okay. I was wondering. I thought you might be a little sleepy after having puppies last night. So, well, you didn't have puppies, but your mama dog had puppies. So we made like I say, we made a large hole pearl and macrame rat tail bracelet today. And I think it turned out very pretty. So anyway, everybody, we're going to go for the day. And we will, like I said, we will make the fish and pearl leather bracelet either tomorrow or Thursday. If we don't make it tomorrow, we're going to make hair barrettes tomorrow, because I do need to make some hair barrettes for my show this weekend. This has been Rose from In Rose's Garden, and we will see you all and we will see you all on tomorrow morning. Bye-bye.